people are fallible. Because people aren't perfect. There's no way they make a perfect day. As an once an IT professional, I find people's faith in technology amusing. They rely on it. The only technology that exists that you can instantly know that you can rely on is a light switch in agreement with the light bulb. And if anything in between the light switch and the light bulb becomes out of agreement, null and void. So I did a talk earlier today. Unfortunately, the audio fell off the video. So I'm going to try and recreate the talk that I did earlier now. And I don't think I had my headphones off. I'm going to turn those on. I'm going to go over here to YouTube and to see if I can hear myself live now. And to see there. Okay. Oh, there I am. There's the audio. So there's not a whole lot. Alright, so what I called earlier, the talk earlier, was the same thing I'm going to call this talk, which is, what is it? Wars of Conviviality. Right? Now, depending on the perceiver, it could be perceived as it to be interpreted in several different ways. And with my brain, I think of one thing, but I'll look at it in several different angles to get a different viewpoint from it. Every now and again, I will put things into search engine, Wars of Conviviality, to see if there's like any movies or books or anything like that anybody else thought of that are like-minded, because that's what makes people a book a bestseller, is just a group of people that are like-minded and land on the same perception reflection. Alright, so Wars of Conviviality. And when I looked up Wars of Conviviality this morning, there wasn't anything. So I was like, right on. There's the Sovereignty Wars, reconciling America with the world, American. So there's all these other likenesses, but not anything that I just said, oh, Wars of Conviviality. Because that's what, first we're going to break down what conviviality is. Because that's a word that, what? You live in New Mexico. What the heck? That ain't a green or red chili. That's all we care about here in hot air balloon rides. Oh, wait, don't forget the car show. Okay, so conviviality. Let's look at that guy first. Technology's all wonky. Good girl, Luna. She's like, I'm not in the mood for you. Conviviality means the quality of being friendly, happy, and welcoming in a social setting with food, drink, and good company. That's what this says. Conviviality. Now, understand that the administration that designates themselves the governors of this land they're known for starting things based on make-believe contrived realities. Because from where I sit and the things that I've seen in my life with my own eyes, not like just YouTube videos and what newspapers say and what the script writers tell the what do you call it, the public to believe in the media, through the media and all these other agencies. what people are starting to realize is like, hey man, these agencies that say these things just aren't true. Like, America's the greatest superpower in the world. We're the only country that's free because of democracy. And really, it's basically a marketing scheme, if you think about it. If people really get down to brass tacks, the United States of America is essentially a Ponzi scheme. Give us all your money so you can be free. You could do whatever you're free to imagine however you want to live your life. However it is you want to live your life. You're free to do that. As long as you can pay for it. But most of the people that are spread thin, they don't have enough left over to go out and do all those things that the TV tells them to do. Do all those things. They don't have the money to live in this society. And I've had a lot of life experience, and I haven't had a lot of money in life. And I've been blessed and gifted by a lot of people that wanted me to come along just because they liked my company and thought the trip that they were going to go on, it would be fun. But man, wouldn't it be more fun if we took Marge along? And then what happened is when people stopped living from their heart, I noticed I stopped getting invitations. When people stopped caring more about who was at the party, I stopped, and then I figured out that I was getting laughed at. I was like a novelty. I thought they wanted to be around me, but I was wrong because I'm slow. I'm retarded. I got Asperger's. That's what they call it. I don't believe in any of those things I know I have Asperger's. I'm neurodivergent. I'm not to know neurotypical. I also understand astrology, and I really understand how my mind works and processes with the synopsis, the electricity, and how it fires. And I found this picture. Oh, did I pack it away? I did pack it away. I packed a box today. I'm trying to show the universe I want to move. Universe is good. And the universe says, when you say things, okay, that you can say you want to move all day long, but what did you do today to show creator of all things that you want to move? So I packed a box with I wiped the dust off my photo albums and put them in a box and put them away. So that's my thing I did today. It's this picture, actually. I took a picture of it this morning, and I was like, oh, I wonder where that picture is. And then later I found it. But now I don't know where it's at. Maybe I didn't take a picture of it. I was wrong. I stand corrected. Anyway, so when I was on Crete in 03, when we bombed Iraq for, weapons of mass destruction, okay, understand my personality and where I was coming from. I did 6 years in the United States Air Force. Farce is what I call it, okay? Because it's a farce. Whenever you have officers are just, they're not enlisted. They're not the people that do the tangible things. They're not maintenance. They're the pencil pushers. They're the administrators. They're the ones that say, do what we say, because don't you know who we are. They're not people that have been stranded. They're not people with critical thinking skills. They're people that have largely been given the comforts of the creature comforts of their life without exerting hardly any energy at all. So they're the ones that sit around and decide who's going to do what. And the level of what I've seen has been pretty ridiculous. See, I believe for a long time that America is the greatest country in the world. And the only way my mind is shifted is it's not the administration, it's the land. This land is the greatest land in the world. The places I've seen in the United States, from living in the Pacific Northwest, even the Midwest, I've been to like Louisiana, back in the bayous and stuff like that. So like I've seen so many different places and terrains and stuff, and yet there's so many places that I've been that look just like the place I've been before at the same time. So the world isn't exactly a globe spinning through the space. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. I don't think I ever will. It doesn't matter what the shape of the planet is. It doesn't matter if the planet's flat. It doesn't matter if the planet is a globe or a torus or none of these things matter. What mattered is that when people meet each other and come across each other's paths, that if whether they like each other or not, that they could go on and be on their way. And that is something that is getting away from society, because when people are conflicted within themselves, they start wars outside themselves. And that's what the administration of this country has been doing as long as the people that have been in charge are in charge. And when I was in I enlisted. Mom's birthday is the first day of my enlistment. It was supposed to be September 2nd, which just occurred to me that's the day that Tucker went to sleep last year, a year ago. And then I was 3 pounds over because I had started my period, and they're like, nope, you're over, you can't go now. Like, I had to ship to go to basic training 2-3 times. It was just such a rinse repeat thing. Like, come on. They just jerk around the people that they know that they can. And I have to be a peaceful person, so vengeance is not mine. Anyway, so I went in 2000, November. When I finally got in. And then September 11th happened. And I was too busy playing and screwing around to like, I never paid attention to politics on the news and stuff like that, because it's all a bunch of parents walking on a limb, and there's they aren't authentic people on the media. They're not. So what I found out, or what when 9/11 happened, and like Bush came to office on 9/11, right? The guy, the president or whatever. Mind you, none of this stuff has ever impressed me. It just makes for good stories. So he comes on 9/11 so he could go down in the secret bunker under office. And when he taxied by, you're not supposed to go in and out of buildings. They have what they call protocol, and that you can't break protocol, right? And if you do, you'll get in trouble. Yeah, and I'm talking about Offutt Air Force Base in 2001. I must have misspoke because my brain has holes in it. Please excuse me. I misspeak a lot. It's just what I do. I just don't like being corrected because it reminds me that I misspoke. So it's not you, it's me. Because I don't know who you are, actually. I mean, I know, that, but anyway, let me get back to my story. So, as soon as 911, or as soon as it's like, okay, I just went outside, smoked a cigarette with Mr. Iski, the civilian that supported our aircraft. It was like, I don't know, it was like 8 something in the morning, 8:23, 8:30, something like that. It was early, because mind you that whatever time it happened, I'm in office, so it's a different time. And this was 25 years ago. And so I hit the flight chief, Sergeant Peterson, bust open the flight chief door up top, because the important people, there was 3 people that sat in the office upstairs, and every year I was there, they got like $15,000 worth of cherry wood furniture. And that's when I learned about allocated budgets. And I remember asking supervision, like, why are we unloading these trucks? I know how much this furniture costs. This is the good stuff. Why are they getting it every year? And I was informed that, oh, they're allocated this much money to for shop repairs or whatever every year, and that's what they spend it on. And I said, well, they don't need it. They said, well, they're going to spend it anyway, because if they don't spend the money that's allocated, then they take the money because then they don't need it. And I said, well, they should take the money because they don't need it. Those people are hardly ever in the office. Anyway, I digress. So Sergeant Peterson comes busting out the door, and he's like, America's under attack. That's exactly what he said out of his mouth. America's under attack. He starts to come down the stairs. He slips. 849, thanks. See? Because I wasn't paying attention, because as soon as it happened, we started deploying equipment and putting it on planes and immediately going over there and retaliating because we knew who did it. Immediately, we were loading up air conditioners. We were loading up power carts. We were loading up, and that was day one. So if you think that between that first day, September 11th, and when I was on Crete in 03 from Suda Bay, Greece, when we bombed Baghdad on my 29th birthday, my Saturn return, that 2 years, so that was 802 my time. Or, no, because it's, see, my time messes with me. We did not leave that shop until 10 o'clock at night. I didn't get showered. I called my friends in California because they wanted to know what was up, because what did you see the president is what they're like. Did you say? I said no, I flipped him off when he taxied by. Anyway, they're like, and then they were talking about how the towers fell, and I said, what are you talking about? Those towers were not fair. Those towers didn't fall. What do you mean? There's no way the Twin Towers collapsed. They're like, Marge, what are you fucking like? I was on a planet where the towers hadn't fallen yet. I had to go to I lived in the dorms at the time, and I had to go to the laundry room to watch the TV, and I'm standing there, and I'm watching them fall, and it shows it from this angle, and it shows it from the. And I'm like, and I immediately remember when I was a little kid, and I'd watch PBS, and they would have shows on PBS that like the adults would watch, and I would hang out with the adults that watch PBS. It wasn't just me and Sesame Street all the time, excuse me, and the Blood Count Gang, Electric Company, and stuff like that. I always hung out with the old people because I thought the old people knew what they were doing. And so we and I remember I remember a show specifically that they said this is, if they wanted to get these towers to fall, that this is what they would have to do in order to happen. And that was back in like the 80s, 90s. So long ago. And then I saw boom, boom, boom. I said there's no way. And then it's the first day, before they start scrubbing the media, you see the people boom, boom, talk about what they actually saw before they start scrubbing it, before they start creating the contrived reality. Right. And then like there's no plane parts at the Pentagon at all. My last girlfriend, her uncle worked at the Pentagon. He is part of the program like my brother is. So it's these people create the scenario on how we are supposed to conduct our lives, and there's this disconnect because they're psychotic. The desire to want power is a broke brain thing. When people sit around and think, if I could do this, I would only do that, and that thing causes harm, that is a spiritual, that's an imbalance between mind, body, and spirit. It breaks the triangle, is how I look at it. And so I'm like, no, I'm not, and I never bought in. I was in the military, and I wasn't buying in to the narrative. I wasn't. I just sealed the deal that there's no way I would ever do more than my 6-year enlistment. There's no way. Because that is a lie. What I saw, and then once I went to Crete and I saw what I saw, and then I saw all those young boys that played war and found out what it's like to go to war, and then I come back and then I look at all the stuff that people are having parades for and stuff like that. It's a total fairy tale. America's a fairy tale. America is. Look at all the Vietnam vets. I remember Mom had dated a guy named Larry Hickey when I was like 6, 7 years old, first grade, Pine Grove. He was a Vietnam vet. He is where I learned about what PTSD was, because he would drink out beer. He would drink Budweiser in the 40-ounce bottles, and he would drink like 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And he would get to a point where his eyes would turn black and he would go on automatic pilot. And you weren't in the same place that man was. And mom would get beat up. Bad things would happen because in his mind, he was someplace else doing things that it was okay to treat women that way. But he forgot he was in the United States and you don't. So what they do, it's appeal to emotion thing. They take a lot of freaking like boys that are from single moms and they want to make them feel a part of. Yeah, exactly. Carlin's a great man. I tune into him a lot with my freak, because same ideologies. And so they take these dudes that like want to be a man, that don't know what it is to be a man, and then they give them guns and things that go boom and big trucks, and they say, okay, go be a man. And then they go be a man and they do gross shit in war times to women and children because they get all worked up and they just couldn't control themselves. And then they come back and sit in a chair and think about, oh my God, I can't believe what I did. And then their family loves on them, and then like Father's Day comes and they get like world's greatest dad, and they're like, if only they knew what I did. And then they can't live with themselves. They can't live with the things that they did. But they went outside the guides, but they signed up knowing, if you do this, thou shalt kill. Which universal law says, oh, they do worse than that. They do, it's worse than, yeah. That's what, don't you remember when Ancestry and the DNA, genetic tests started coming out, and all these people started finding they had half siblings, brothers and sisters in Vietnam because good old dad and uncle were just looking for any place to put it. Because you don't get to do that in the United States, it's unacceptable. Yeah, it's unacceptable there too, but MASH was a good show, right? I can't stand that show. I think every time I think about MASH, it gives permission. It's genetic that. But I was in the military. They already had my genetics. They've had my genetics since they were freaking putting shit in me when Mom was pregnant with me. I got the good bloodline. I just don't want to have nothing to do with the dirty, nefarious shit that goes along with the privilege that comes along with it. I don't want none of that privilege. I don't want nothing. I'm the generational curse breaker. I don't give a shit about Freemasons and Eastern Star witches and all that stuff. I think that's why I don't get pulled over because I don't speed. I was at the time. I was like, there's the 5-minute window, right? But I was at the 5 mile an hour window. and I was on my way to a psychiatric appointment because it's a good way to keep a paper trail. And I had only lived in Taos a couple years, so, but I got pulled over, and I got a warning. And I went, why is it when I used to always get tickets, like I get off the hook now on things? I don't understand what that is. I get off the hook. I get to go home after yelling at Deputy Doofus in Taos County when other people are getting tased, shot, you know, like they mess with the cops and they get put in their place. I mess with the cops. I get 1 million views on other people's channels. Good thing it didn't show my face, though. I don't want the press. I'm totally okay with hiding down here under the cracks of obscurity. You never saw my pinned video? You didn't see that video of mine? It's like it's on my pinned on my my channel, view channel. If you go to under videos and then scroll down to that one right here. That one right. It says today Taos Sheriff. What does it say? I can't read backwards 2 times. Deputy unlawfully detained me. Here, I'll share it in the copy link, and then go watch that because it's better than this. It's so funny. It's funny because I just clowned the kid, and then he pissed me off because he opened my car door not once but twice, and he stuck his billy club and he was obstructing my door, and I was like, oh, you just fucking like. But I'm not, whatever. I'd rather the kid, like, forever people see his face and be like, are you that dummy? Are you the one that chick clowned you? I don't even think he lives in town and works in Taos anymore, honestly. It's hilarious. It's so funny. I read law for bedtime stories. I wish I had. Oh, I wonder if I went back to my old college account. If I can have, because I loved working at Creighton because of the fringe benefits. Like access to their library was gold. They have a medical library. They have a law library. I mean, that information, that is what everybody should have access to. But you have to have like an alumni account to log in. But if I could I'd learned this from working in universities, and then I would, because we were basically the geek squad for Creighton, and I was the first person at the first window that met people, and then like I was like the triage kind of determined, and then I would have to I would do little quizzes for the students because the students were our employees. So a lot of virus removal, stuff like that. You know, getting people onto the internet. You know, I removed a lot of torrent programs because we don't want that on college campuses. It's, you know, and then I learned a lot. They were talking at Do It was the IT department, is what it would call it, Department of IT. And then they would giggle when they would. I'm talking about the men that worked in it, the grown-ups. And they're in the meetings where they would have big events in Omaha because they always did. They had it would like College World Series specifically. They would talk about, okay, we're going to lock down the network, we're going to ramp it up because we don't want them human traffickers using our network to, you know, meet their people and do their human traffic. And I'm like, dude, why don't you guys work with agencies to stop the human traffickers? Wouldn't that be a more productive way to use resources? But no, people just want to just do what they do, and then anything outside that is they're on their own. So I'm growing my vision because it's Leo season. It fire's expanding. As we know, 700 structures lost in Spokane. 2018 was the first time that I saw like a dew initiated flame. But what I see when these fires happen and the trees don't burn but the buildings do, it's like they jack up the gas. Why is it then when there's big fires like that, they should cut utilities, gas, electricity? It should just be cut. Like, it should not have access outside. And there's videos that show fire coming out the gas pipes, like after everything was gone. It makes me sad to see people lose all, like, stuff that they care about. It does. It's a hard lesson to learn. I counted up the other day. From the time I was 2 years old, so in 50 years, I have moved 31 times. I hate moving. There were times, like, you know, and I was in the military, so I was around people there. Oh, I was a military brat, so I'm in the military. And the thing that civilians don't understand, there's so many things that civilians don't understand about the military that it would really piss you off, because it's like, it's not fair. I can't feed my kids. But every 2 years, it's not this way anymore. Understand that? Let me specify that. It used to be at one time, every 2 or 3 years, people would change their duty station. And when they do that, all they have to do basically is pack their necessities up in a car and drive to work. Where their next house is already picked out and provided for them. And then the government comes in and has people pack up their house and move it. Every time. And then they get paid. Yeah, you get your stuff broken, but when you're in the military, you're getting your base pay, what you get paid for. For your job, this is what you get. And then it's like, okay, here's a chunk of cash for housing. For your housing needs. But they're already given a house. But maybe they don't want to live in that house and they want to go live in this house, so here's some money for that. Oh, I'm kind of hungry. Let's give them some food allowance too. And then we make up our fake wars over there. And then you know what they do over there? You know what happens when we're over there? If you fly over certain airspace, you get tax-free and hazardous duty pay. And if they time it just right and fly over, like at the end of March, and fly in 30 minutes, and then they start at like 11:30, and then they hit midnight, and then they come back this way, that's 2 months tax-free hazardous duty pay for guardmen from California to get paid just for going on a joyride. They didn't have any reason to be there. They're supposed to be supporting that one plane that they followed. Come on, man. People of this nation deserve better. Though I'm talking about the poor people. I'm talking about the people that don't make the team. I'm talking about the people that don't make enough money to pay taxes. I'm talking about the people that don't have internet to know what's going on in the world. Those are the people that I am here for. And it doesn't matter where I live. People don't like me. I've accepted it. I try to make friends. I've been what I thought was successful before. I was wrong. I don't care anymore. I used to be the pick-me girl. I graduated to bigger and better things. So what I want to do now, and I have my vision, because I think I might have found the place I want to do this at. And I'm going to have my indoor garden, because we're high desert in New Mexico. And my vision is, it doesn't matter what town people live in, or what town I live in, I want to do whatever I can to help the people at the bottom that have nothing. Because if I see people in the community that have nothing and I go out there and give them what they need, then they have something, then there's nobody on my watch that has nothing in this town. And that should be easy to do. Because there's plenty of people that have more money than God. Heck, what is that guy, Louis Reyes? The CEO for Kit Carson? That dude benefits and his wages $448,000 a year. That is horse shit. There's only 32,000 people, 34,000 people in the whole county of Taos. In a county the size of the state of Delaware, and you have freaking machismos that are, paying for him and his fortunes and their comfortable lives. But none of them do anything to, put food in somebody's belly, but their own. I'm just so tired of selfish and greedy. So I'm going to make my place. And then what I'm going to do, I even come up with the name of it. Ready? Margie's Menagerie. Okay? Now, if you don't know what menagerie means, let's see. Menagerie. It's a collection of wild or unusual animals kept for exhibition. Only I don't keep things because I'm all about freedom. A place where such animals are housed or a diverse mixed group of people or things. And then I'm going to have over here on this side, I'm going to have my commercial kitchen. And then I'm going to, in that commercial kitchen, I'm going to do food prep. And then we're going to do Mom's and Marge's Meals on Wheels. And then we'll have, and then the people in the community that know who needs help because they're in the community, that I can be in contact with them, and then ain't nobody got to know about it. It can be like a Secret Santa kind of thing, right? And then I want to invite other people that I see on social media to come back. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. To come back, I want to see other, and then this is my idea. This is my vision of inclusion, the color wheel. We're all just colors on the same color spectrum. What matters is what you do with it. So I'm about hospitality. It's in my blood. I mean, it's in my blood. We'll leave it there. So I sent some of these to Chicago. Some are probably going to maybe make their way to Philadelphia. And then I just sent some yesterday, or they made it to Tillamook, Oregon. So I'm having people put these all over the place. I need to have a website made, okay? And then it's about including everybody and having a good time, right? But then you've got to go back to work and make the world a better place. You get to play, but you got to work too at the same time. So I want to do events where like I have so many ideas. Pop-up events. So pop-up karaoke, right? Oh, let me get back to this. So have a website, and then what I want to do is promote tourism in Taos, but it's funny. It'll be like a funny thing because it's like, come for like 3 nights, 4 days. Well, please go after that. Because like Taos ain't a real fake, I mean, it is a fake place, but like, they can only fake it for like 4 days, and after that, they're going to start treating you like your family. Like, get out of here. Why are you get up? No, anyway. I don't know. It's a 50-50. So it's tourism for Taos. So if I go to the city and say, listen, I want to bring people to visit Taos, my flair, my kind of people, right? There's a lady that, she's a single mom. She's on TikTok. I think she's in Arkansas. And I can taste her pastries. Exactly. It's good. Any place is good for like 4 days. But it's a beautiful place. And you think about all of the history here. It's a beauty. I mean, Taos is the best place I ever lived. I have to say that, not including the people. If I think about every place I ever lived and there's nobody around and it was the place I lived, Taos is the best. Like, it's hot now, but a lot of people don't realize that we create a lot of heat that we're supposed to cool ourselves down from by, we create heat by cooling ourselves down with the machines that we use to cool ourselves down. I use I like evaporated air. That's my, I have ideas on how to put like coils in walls, because look up Taos. We got earth ships, we got creative, and there's not a whole lot of, I mean, you gotta really be a pile of crap for agency to bother you. And then what I'll do is like whatever, because me and Mom, all of our bills are always paid, so whatever abundance we get, did you ever see that movie Brewster's Million? He had 30 days to blow $1 million. See, the way I look at it is I don't ever want to have money. Whatever I have, I want to be like Brewster's Million and then give it to people that don't have what they need, because I have what I need. See what I mean? And so it's a flow. Money's supposed to be, there's never supposed to be millionaires and billionaires. It's not, it shouldn't be a thing. It's like people that are that rich, they're collecting imaginary numbers on an imaginary screen, and they're equating their work to that, and then when they meet their maker and their maker says, how many people did you help? And they say, just one, myself. Then they get to come back and reincarnate as me in this life. So they learn their lessons. So, but see, once Taos has more exposure, we just actually, Cuesta, where Mom was born and not raised, the people just came out and spoke against, it's another entity that uses water that people aren't considering. They're hydro plants. Yeah, that's also a threat. Where I live, no. AI, see, they tried to put a smart city in here about 3 years ago, 2 years ago, the planners that were, and the whole town, basically Taos County lets the stupid cousins do whatever they want until they do something so stupid, and then the county shows up and just like, nah. And they're like, okay. And so they like propose this smart city out on the way to Taoski Valley, and like 300 people can live in, and it was so ridiculous. It's like, you give the Nepo kids CAD, and then that's what we get. I mean, that's what we get in the world now. So they pretty much shoot that shit down. I guess they're doing stuff down in Albuquerque, but as far as Albuquerque, Santa Fe, all that shit down there, for allowing so many people to be taken for the Epstein class to persevere and grow to what it was, they can deal with the karma of what they get, you know? Enjoy your car show, whatever. It's like, I don't live there, so I don't really worry about it. That's the thing, is people get so caught up about what's going on over there that it's like, no, you got to focus in your local city, and then like invite people to see how you do it, and then they go back home and make their place better. I mean, I got an idea. I don't like the stupid pictures and stuff with AI. I have I got these for my birthday, and they're good for security too. So, I mean, every time I go I don't leave the house unless I have a place to go. But when I leave the house, I take these because they're security, and I'm always getting content and something stupid my cousin's doing. So I get on here and then I share, because this is better than people, because people, I try to explain my brain to people and people don't understand me. I explain it to this and it picks up my comprehension. So I have this, I use it for like, if you have it, do it for yourself. It's kind of a fun thing. Is that I have that thread, it's like, hi, I'm Marge. is what it's called. And it's all of my astrology. It's my Chinese astrology. It's my human design. It's my astrocartography. It's all of the modalities, and then it's perception of me based on out of the sum of all parts. But like down here, I have an idea. Where is it? Exactly. That's why I gotta go meditate. That's why I gotta do things for other people, so I'm not thinking about me. That's the whole reason. My whole motivation. Hey, I don't know if you're on other socials. Do you know who the pug guy, the poet guy with the pug? I think he's in New York and Philly. But I want to do stuff like that on a larger scale. I got a sticker machine, so now I'm really getting going on my stickers. I've made 3 stickers now. I want to make more. One of them, my latest, is going to be like Texas, the toilet-shaped state. Want to see it? I'll show you that next. And then there's somebody in Taos that puts a sticker on that says, "Don't change butt stuff, let butt stuff change you." And I got one and put next to it that said, "Butt should be exit only." So I love stickers. I still got my sticker book when I was a little kid from being on my speech class, or if I didn't pee my pants at school. I didn't even know why I peed my pants when I was a little kid. All right, I'll find it. It is. I have the entire UCMJ right here. I got the entire the United Code of Military Justice. I mean, that's how I spend my mornings. Looking up LLC checklist, stuff like that. I'm getting closer. Hold on. Let me focus here. Dude, if you want me to make stickers out of your art, email them to me, and then I'll send them to you. Just because I just think this shit's fun, man. I would be glad, if you wouldn't mind, I would be glad to share your art in Taos. It's like making connection. Because I'm all about art. I just think it's stupid when just people do art because there's engines that need to be changed. You see what I mean? Like, why do you get to fucking sit in a chair and paint a mountain year in and year out for years when I'm out here fucking weed whacking? You know what I mean? It's not fair, so. Look, here's my story of Plato's Cave is now an algorithm, because I did an algorithm of the cave still. That's cool. Where is it? My app idea. Oh, it's I pinned it. App idea. I came up with this in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It started with, I want to make an app using open source software, GIS technological advancement, so that anybody, any place can get paid $15 an hour to pick up garbage by whatever funds. The government doesn't want to send to a okay. I gotta finish the whole thing because I am the runny honest sentencer on planet Earth. So I want to make an app using open source. Okay. By whatever funds, the government doesn't want to send to a country that doesn't have anything to do with us. and then what I did was, it said what it says. And then I put in stats of the misappropriation of funds that I've seen in the 5 years. Because they always say, how you going to pay for it? How you going to pay for it? Well, check this stuff out. This is a sticker I should actually make. It's an information sticker. Here's the Texas is the toilet shaped state sticker. Okay. But this one, this is from 2024. Understand, since 2024, the numbers have only gone up. This is the amount of money that New Mexico, with 2 million people in the whole entire state, this is where we're sitting. $6 million in annual marijuana sales. 75 million in excess tax. 1.1 billion cumulative since 2022. Oil and gas, 11.3 billion. Oil dividends and permanent funds, 6.6 billion. So when they so if I go to the city and say, listen, I want to make an app, so anybody, I don't care if they're, they got to be with their parent, of course, if they're the parent rules. I don't have kids, it's not my bag. But all you need is Cash App. Well, you gotta have a bank account, but then you can use Cash App, Venmo, whatever. And a lot of people, do you have to have a bank account to do those? Maybe you don't. It would be better if you don't even have to have a bank account. If you could circumvent even banks, because then homeless people, like, instead of fucking with the whole sign, they can go out and pick up garbage for a couple hours. When people are crazy at night and they don't got nothing to do, and they don't want to drink or, do nothing crazy. I mean, I've known people that have like watered their driveway just to keep their mind busy because they got monkey mind. And you have to do things until your mind calms down sometimes, and giving people trash to pick up, and then they could do it. My vision is, since everybody likes to play freaking video games so damn much, it could be like a tier system, see? And then like you only learn but however you meet, like, because they want to get rid of money, everything's going to be tap whatever, which sucks for us with magnetic personalities, and your shit don't work for me, and it's my problem. Why don't you fix your shit so it works with high frequential people? Why is your shit so janky? Anyway, so and you use GIS software, and then you take a before picture, and then it timestamps and everything, and then an after picture, and then you have people that go around and pick up the garbage that work for the landfill at substations around town and stuff like that. And then it wouldn't just have to be garbage. We could also do it for pet rescue too, and to have the people because there's always people losing dogs, finding dogs. It's always pets, animals are a problem. You just have to take care of. We're supposed to be the stewards of this earth. We're just supposed to take care of people and animals and critters, and be good to them, and not do the weird stuff. Like the weird stuff doers have been doing for decades and centuries and 2,000 years now. So things are changing. So yeah, and then you could do pet rescue, and then like when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be an excavator. I wanted to do the buckets, and when I lived in Oregon, and they did that $4 million they spent on that little project right outside my house, and I lost access to running water because of it for 2.5 years. It's such bullshit. Anyway, I watched these guys, and the guy would be down on the ground, and he would be doing arm gestures. And when I was on Suna Bay Creek, and the marshalers were marshaling the big planes, and some of them had their own little cadence. It was like their own dance. Like I could tell who the marshalers were by how, and some of them would get like so low to the ground, and they would march like that. They would take one step and be like this. Like, how are they it's like, are they doing that? Anyway, give more. See, I'm trying for a trickle up economics. See, and I want to see miniature golf in Taos. How come there's no? You have a miniature golf place, and you're gonna have less of these little vermin going around on their little mini bikes. And incidentally, why don't you have a motocross park and give a place for them to gather and hang out and just work on their bikes? Because they can't be all, well, they can, but and give them a place to fix their bikes and work on their bikes. Give all Americans the same amenity that people worked on bases in the military, like how cool would it be to have places where people could go, like a library, only you could take your car there and put it up on a lift, and then you know, instead of checking out a book, you could check out any tool you need to do the maintenance practice that you need to do to maintain your own car. Right? Why can't we make it better for people instead of people that not people, the pawns that make it so darn hard? It is hard to take care of yourself on planet Earth. It is harder to take care of other people that can't take care of themselves. Yet evidently people that have only taken care of themselves their whole entire lives, they have no clue. No clue. And then one day they're going to face an event. They're going to face a situation where they're going to need to have help, where they're going to be taken care of. And all that care that they gave out or didn't give out is going to come back to them or not. See, in order to be secure people and have security within myself, I found that I have to help other people be secure within themselves. That's why I drive a Suburban that was made the year after I graduated high school, 1993. 1993. Oh, I wonder if she could. Yeah. Yeah, I stick out like a sore thumb. I probably put, with all the money I've been ripped off, I only got, I didn't even pay for it. I got a birthday check for it, for my birthday. So it was $5,000 on a marketplace, because I could see the bone. I was like, dude, when they gave me the description, I said, that's the bones. That's the bones that I need to build. And now it's almost done. I'm having a hard time with how I want to respond, because I want to be aggressive and get in the guy's face. If I do that, he's gonna say that I'm not. Then I'm not. He's just gonna shut me down. And then I'm not. I need my air conditioning fixed. Is what I need. And I already paid the guy $700 for the front headlights and to have the air conditioning fixed. And then after that, I had the front grill put on it. The brush guard. And I had it sprayed Chevy orange. So as much as I try to fly under the radar, I really don't. Although there are other 4x4s in Taos with orange grills. I'm not the only one. I'm probably the only Suburban. Yeah, this place, yeah, Chevy orange, because it's a 1500. I have this sticker that came off the window. I found it. I came across it. It's dope. It was like $29,000 brand new, and it's got the 41 gallon fuel tank. The captain's chairs. It's got. I mean, since last year, October, since I quit the other shop, I mean, you get screwed over in Taos. You do. I do. I get screwed over wherever I go, so maybe it's just me. I've had like side steps put on it to make it easier for me and Mom to get up, and then I got this tape. This is going to be cool. Check this out. You might like this. It has the tow package on the back, and I actually sprayed that Chevy orange too, the tow package, and I did that so people can see, because people don't pay attention. I don't want them ending up under my car, my truck. So, and then I got this stuff. Can you see it? Let's see. Let me fix the light. White light. It's bike handle tape. So I got this. And then I got 2-part epoxy So I'm going to use a rubber brush and put this around the side step. I thought that would look nice. I don't know how long it'll last. It might look like shit. I don't know. Well, I'll try and do a good job. I try and get what I see to match what I do, but it don't always do that. So, it's, I don't know. That's fine, but it's orange. It's cool, and it's squishy. And so if I step on it, it's like it's got to be kind of durable. So I thought that looked nice. And then, so I took my car in yesterday and told the guy, and I was like, listen, I need my AC. I need it fixed because I took Mom out and she got too hot and it made her sick. And then the whole time I'm like mad at this guy because I paid the fucking guy to do a job and he didn't. Oh, and then he was condescending to me and was belittling to me and it's just everything I can to hold my tongue because I need my AC fixed. But after he fixes it and makes right, or charges me an arm and a leg for something that he should have done right the first time, I'm just gonna take my shit to like Espanola or Santa Fe. I'm done with my stupid cousins in Taos. I even told him that. I told him Mom was born in Cuesta, 22 miles north of here. I looked in Ancestry. His last name is Monodragon or something like that. It's really common. And Mom's got like 29 relatives with that last name. I told her, we're probably related. So I don't see, when people are like, you're like family, I'm just waiting for them to screw over. So don't ever say that to me, okay? Don't ever say I'm like your family, because I'm just going to wait for you to not invite me to a social gathering when everybody else is having a good time, or, I just don't. Family is just like it's like a psyop is what it is, the word family. So, anyway, back to my app idea. And it breaks it all down. It breaks it, I could take this to the mayor. Why this frees up in Taos County? Why it frees people up in Taos County? No Bosnell schedule. No HR. A parent can do 20 minutes, a retiree can do it, a loop while they're, walking around Baca Park or whatever. Money stays local. You can't lose with an idea like that, really. See, I don't care if people like me. I still want them to prosper. And they don't need to like me after they prosper. They can still dislike me all they like. It don't matter to me, because that's what free will's about. It's about getting the job done and making sure people have enough. Oh, see, yeah. I came into that too late. Way too late. That knowing, but their jobs are terrible. Terrible. I don't think anybody should have to pay a job, work at a job. Because jobs are an agency, and agencies are welfare for just the employees within that job. And you understand it has nothing to do with helping any constituents. I think all this money that's going away from like Social Security, I think it's going in homeboy's pocket. I think he thinks I saved the country this money, I'm going to keep it for myself because he's that demented and he's that sad. This is the level of what happens when homeboys are sad because they got mom issues. And I got issues with moms and dads, so I'm not the one to be like, But I never got me a sugar daddy, and I ain't never been nobody's sugar daughter. Yeah, maybe I am. I'm a sugar niece. I got a sugar aunt. But there's no sugar involved. It's just... Now there's so many people that have so much, and they're like, I don't know what to do with myself. I hear all these people... Whenever I'm sad, I go out and I do things for other people, and it never not makes me feel better. I always have mom to look out for. But sometimes I just get so in my head and I'm just so sad about the stuff I can't control. So what do? I get in dash and I go do shit I can do. So I want to have pop-up. I want to do pop-up karaoke and make stickers for people and have bubble machines, and then ask them like, hey, who do you know? What do you need? Like, do you have everything you need? Do your folks, like, everybody have power? Everybody has running water? Like, what do you need to make your life better? And that's how we evolve this planet. It's by giving more to people that have nothing. Because there's so much. I don't understand why people don't grasp onto this stuff, man. All day long I listen to people talk about the world and how things are. And they were never next to me on Suda Bay and Creek. They weren't there. They weren't, when I'm out here living life, they weren't there. And now it's still freaking conferences in Sedona, and that freaking shit makes my head want to pop. Because conferences and thoughts and prayers, tell that to 700 people in Washington that lost their homes, thoughts and prayers. I keep thinking about Matt Brown from the Bush people. He just transitioned himself a couple months ago, and the fire that his mama's on, she got moved off the mountain because she got evacuated, and it gets me thinking how if people don't live peaceful lives and they come to the course of the end of their life, if they don't die peacefully, then that soul unrest is shot out into the universe. And then I think of all what a pissed off spirits do. Pissed off spirits, aren't they just like demons? Isn't that just like a fallen angel? It's just like a pissed off angel. Someone that just like lost the goodness in them, their ability to not do that thing. They just said, F it, it's on, bitch. Burn this shit down. Notice how stuff is getting burned down. Then I think back about like the last, since 2020, I called it the year of 2020, the year of clear vision, when I'm like, dude, your government's lying to you. Everything, it's contrived reality, leading up to now. And all these people were just yeah, I remember that. But when I was a little girl, it was like gay was bad. It was the last one, and then they started pushing that ideology. Do you know what the new stats are? 1 in 5 men need a little blue pill to be a man. That's how much the program's broken. Because the soul knows what they're told to be a man. Their soul knows, like, no, that's not what it is to be a man. And the video games aren't working, and all the stuff's not working no more. So back in 2020, the year of clear vision, and people had the choice, and then all these people started dying. And then I started thinking, all these people that are dying unpeacefully, that are traumatized without their families, like, there's a lot of traumatic deaths during that time, and unneeded, unuseful, too young is just an unwasted death. And then, oh, that's wild. That'd be a good story to hear. That's historical. But then, so I think about all this energy of all these last breaths that people took, and they're not resting peacefully. And then I look at the earth and I'm like, man, because I keep thinking I don't live this incarnation just for this incarnation. I live for it as if I don't do right this one, it's going to come back to me in the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And, because we live in mirrors that line up. And anyway, so look at the world with all the unrest because of all the people that didn't get to live peacefully. As above, so below. Huh, Mom? Mom, you getting hungry?
No.
Are you sure? Want some mashed potatoes?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
She said, Mom, look at Mom's shirt. We changed her shirt. Say hi, Mom. Wave hi. That's your smile. She always compliments me on my smile, and I remind her, Ma, it's your smile. I really did not mean it to talk this long. I thought like 30 minutes went by. It's been an hour. It's been like 7007. I showed some. Oh, I found a picture. Well, it's on. Like, cause I get triggered, or it's not even triggered, but it trips a memory in me. It gives me a recognition of things. Now, we all give indicators about who we are. And I started talking earlier about MASH. And why I don't like the show MASH, it's just propaganda. And how many people in rural places that never have ever seen that show, they just live out there living their life in Newman's Grove, Nebraska, or, because there's a lot of places that aren't experiencing the world like the world is being presented to the rest of us. They're just living their lives. They never looked at YouTube. They never looked at a TikTok or a Facebook or an Instacrap. They're just, it doesn't matter to them. And it's all ages. And so their world is over here, in their present, and then like the contrived reality over here is designating how things are going to go for them. And life is good until that contrived reality comes knocking on your door and tells you what you can and can't do. So, this picture that I came across was of, I can't stand Humvees. I don't like impractical things. And like, when I was a kid, it was MASH. And they had Jeeps. And I think about all the people that drive freaking Jeeps because of the freaking show MASH. And then people went into the military and they drove Jeeps. And it's just, Jeeps are junk. They're not good cars. And then the Jeeps evolve from that into these ridiculous things that you see burnt up, upside down, stuck all over every place because people don't know how to operate the toys that they have. And oh, I found this old picture. Here's a picture of Often. Okay? That's the E4 hanger. That's the shop, the aid shop that I worked in. This was on Creek. Now, if you look onto the side over here, all of those little gray things, those are all Humvees. All right? So that's what the military-industrial complex does, is they take all the budgets to build this shit, and then they say, we got to defend ourselves. And then we put ourselves in places we don't need to be. And then we do shit we don't need to do, just so we could allocate ourselves funds for this stuff. Now, this was 03. So these were thought of, manufactured, and produced in 03. So that's what they started doing years prior, okay? So they could be ready for this. Now, to that I say, what year did the Hummer start selling in the USA? Well, this is the things I did not know. The H1. 92. See, but that's not the world I live in. I never saw them until, and then in 2002. In 05, the smaller joined the lineup. So I didn't know. This is a different history than I looked up before because I did videos about this before. Because before it said 2005 or 7 actually. But that's why you got to get screenshots about everything. You got to get screenshot everything. Because they're always changing headlines. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. That's why because people are, but majority of the people don't move around like I did. They don't live in 31 places like me. So they didn't get to see, well, this book says this, and the history teacher says I have to write this on the paper for my answer to be right. But when I go over to this school over here, the pages say different things. And the teacher wants me to say something different to get my answer right. So which is the right answer? Whatever teachers say, that's the right answer. Whatever the books say, teachers say, that's the right answer. That's what history is. And it doesn't have anything to do with what actually history is. So